Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Radio Entrepreneurs. My name is JDavis. You know, we always love to check in every week with the fabulous Marc Z from Marc Z Legal Staffing on any personnel issues. Welcome back, Super Marc.
Well, you're very kind, Jeff. Great to be here. Happy almost August. Hard to believe. Hope you're having a wonderful summer.
Well, you know, I'm always very sad when we start heading out of July into August. So it's the back end. I like being more at the front end, and then I'm more optimistic. Let's keep this going for a few more months.
I agree.
So what's up, Marc?
So I will tell you, I was reading an interesting article in Human Resources Executive, and it was talking about Boomerang employees. Do you know what that is, Jeff?
They come back?
Yes. So what very good guess. So not that it's educated, but what's interesting is when you had the Great Resignation and during COVID, where a lot of movement was taking place in the labor market at every stage of employment with law firms, organizations, different kinds of businesses, you name it, it happens. You had people moving, and now there is a trend. It's not huge, but they're noticing it because now that things are quieting down a little bit over the last 3 years, they're noticing this phenomenon where you had before in I would say 20 years ago, maybe you had the boomerang of 2% of the employees, and now it's bordering 5% of people that were formerly employees that have now tested the waters, left their positions that they had, and now want to come back.
Well, I have a comment on that right away, and I've always believed that the trend should be higher and a lot of companies that I consult with both the executives leaving and the employers, and I go, make sure that they leave on good terms. And, a lot of people leave because they think the grass is greener, they think there's more money, and then they realize I've left the best job I've ever had. And I think keeping that door open is important because second time around can be the better time around.
Correct. I mean, it's important to have the door open for a few reasons. Number one, especially if you had a good relationship, it just was timing for the move, whether it's a relocation, it was a needed change, it was a new challenge, something at the time based on the information. There's a lot of different reasons why people leave. And for the employer, if it was a good relationship, then obviously you have somebody who's already trained, who knows the company, who knows the culture. The onboarding would be a lot easier, and the person really would potentially appreciate their now coming back and what they had. What is also noted, and we advise too, for the employer, you want to really understand the reasons why the person left to begin with. If it was pure money, monetarily, you might have to look at internal equity with your company, as well as, will this happen again? If it's purely that, and sort of not only internal equity, keeping the person happy. If it was for another reason, or if now economically and financially things have changed in the company and where the role the person's coming in, it could be a whole different situation.
Look, I agree with you 100%. And, during COVID, and I probably didn't complete the list properly, I tried to reach back to all my employees for the history of the firm. And I don't think I did a great job at the moment, but I reached out to people. They were surprised that I reached out to them. We reconnected, and I was just wishing them good health. And I think, not closing the door, trying to keep it positive is important. Running a business is never easy. Being a boss is never easy. Being an employee isn't always easy.
Right.
And I think don't close the door. That's your message today. And I think that's the way we should keep it. Now, Marc, if someone wants to understand how do you build a culture where the door does not shut, how do they find you?
Well, first of all, Google Marc Z, M-A-R-C and the letter Z. Go to our wonderful Radio Entrepreneurs website, radioentrepreneurs.com, marczlegal.com, MARCZLEGAL.com, and 617-338-1300.
or just reach out to me and I'll put you right on to Marc Z. This is
Thank you.
Radio Entrepreneurs, and we'll see Marc Z again next week.